Welcome to Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a ton of great content on this channel I know you'll enjoy. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to the LuminAID Packlite Max. Hi, I'm Samantha, and this is Lone Crow Adventures. This is the LuminAID Packlite Max. This is a floating, portable, solar charge lantern. I've been using this for about 2 seasons now, and it is a staple that comes with me on every single trip. The nice thing about this lantern is that it's inflatable, so it compresses down really small. It's only about 1 inch thick when it's fully compressed. And it has some straps. So once you blow it up, you can hang it inside your tent, or you can hang it next to a tree. And it also straps all the way around on the back. And you can strap this directly to the outside of your pack so that it can get a charge while you're hiking. Now, it takes between 12 and 14 hours for it to get a full charge on a solar charge, and it does feature this tab that opens up where it will accept a USB charge with a micro USB for a full charge within 1 to 2 hours. So that's nice because it gives you the option to fully charge it up before you go on your trip. Now, to inflate the lantern, it's super easy. It's just a little one-way valve. And then it pops all the way on the inside. And I will actually show this lantern in action a little later on once it gets dark, because it is very powerful. It has the power button right on the top. And I don't know if you can see that now, but there are 5 different modes. Turbo, max power, and then it has an SOS flashing mode for distress calls as well. So the lantern actually does float. I've never used the floating feature of the lantern, but I will show that to you guys next, just to prove that it actually does float and that it is waterproof. So here we have the LuminAID lantern. It's fully inflated. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and I'm just going to tie it with this rope. I've never used the floating capacity of this lantern before. I suppose it would be good if you were doing a canoe trip or a kayak trip and you wanted to have a lantern in the boat with you. It's nice to know that your lantern's not going to take any damage if it happens to get wet. So I could see its purpose for that. I've never actually used it for that. Well, that's not good. It floats with the power source facing down. So it will not recharge itself while it's in the water. Let's see if we can get it to float. Okay, we can get it to float. You know, I'm not convinced that this is a good design. You know, I've never used it in a floating capacity, but the fact that it floats upside down, let's see if we could try one more time. Maybe I'll try centering this rope a little more. Maybe the rope's dragging us down. This is ridiculous. Okay, so the lantern floats completely upside down, which I guess maybe that's how it's designed, because the lights are on the bottom, so it will be shining upwards. But it definitely will not charge if it's floating in the water. So don't drag it behind your canoe and expect the thing to float, that's for sure. I don't think that this serves any practical purpose, but it is nice to know that your lantern is waterproof if you leave it on the picnic table, or if you leave it outside in a rainstorm, that it's not going to be damaged by the water. So I'm just not sure what you'd use that floating feature for, but it's been tested. It does float upside down. Now for you backpackers out there, the weight of this item comes in at 8.4 ounces, so it doesn't add too much weight to your pack, and it provides some nice ambient light once you get to camp to set up. The size of this lantern, once it's fully inflated, is 6 by 6 by 6 inches, and when it is fully compressed, it has a 6 by 6 by 1 inch thickness. So that's really nice and quite easy to fit into your pack. This model here, the Packlite Max, features 150 lumens. They do make several different models of this light. This one here is available for around $31. They have another model with the same dimensions that features also 150 lumens, and it's available for $49.99, and it also provides the capability to be used as an external phone charger. There is another model with the same dimensions with 300 lumens that also allows you to charge 2 phones simultaneously. So those are some options to consider if you're thinking about charging a lot of portable equipment on your trip. To compress the lantern, it's actually quite easy. The most difficult part is getting this valve to release out. But it just packs down nice and small, and it can be packed up within a few seconds. It doesn't take very long. So you just get all the air out of it, and then it kind of twists around on itself and packs up. I would recommend that you take a little bit of caution with where you put this in your pack. I have actually been through 2 of these so far. It is a shatterproof lantern, obviously, because there's no glass, but I have had punctures on 2 different occasions. Once with the model that is the same dimensions as this, and once with the smaller model, which was the 4 by 4 inch version. Both of them ended up getting punctures in them. So it's not the most durable piece of equipment. So you do want to be careful and make sure that you're not putting it next to any sharps in your pack. So keep that in mind. Now here we have a good illustration of the LuminAID Packlite Max in action. So it's on high power mode right now. I'm boiling some water, and it provides just enough ambient light for me to see the small surface working area. It's not actually providing too much in the way of light. So it's appropriate if you're going to be working with a small area on a table like this. This lantern works really well, but you can definitely appreciate that it does not have the capacity for light to illuminate your entire campsite. Here we have the LuminAID hung up inside the tent. When I use this inside the tent, I typically like to hang it up high so that way we can get ambient light coming down through the bottom as well as through all of the sides. It does a really, really great job of illuminating your tent so that way your gear is easy to find and you can rummage around, get in your sleeping bag. It does a great job of that. And that is what I use the LuminAID Packlite Max for most of the time, is for tent illumination. So if that's something that you're looking for, this could be good for you. Now on the video, you'll notice that the light kind of appears to be flickering and shining, and that's just a reaction between the LED lights inside of the lantern and the camera lens. In real life, this is a solid light. There's no flashing or anything irritating like that. So if that's something you're concerned about, that's just something that comes out on film. It's not something that you need to worry about. Now, if I had to rate the LuminAID Packlite Max on a 5-point scale, I would actually only give this lantern 3 out of 5 crows. The biggest reason for that, obviously, is because I've already been through 2 models of this lantern, and it's very susceptible to punctures and failure. Another reason is that this lantern does not actually feature a lockout mode. And I had this inside of my canoe pack, and something must have pressed up against this power button yesterday, because when I went to use it last night, I only had about 5 minutes of power until the unit died. So it would have been really nice if they would have included some kind of lockout mode so it doesn't just go off when it's inside your pack with your other gear. The other reason it only gets 3 out of 5 crows is because the 150 lumens isn't really sufficient for lighting up your campsite. What it is really good at is providing a good amount of ambient light while you're inside your tent. When you're trying to get changed into your sleeping gear, it's really great for that. So it's a great light source inside of the tent, not so great outside of the tent, but I still like to bring it with me on all my trips just because of how small it is, and I like to have that extra little bit of light inside my tent. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that it's better prepared you for your next canoe trip. If you haven't already done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button. There is a ton of great content on this channel that I know you're going to enjoy. We'll see you next time, but until then, get out there and start paddling.